How do I tell a story that's already been told to an audience that I may never meet? I am so afraid of all the people that I will hurt, all the people that I will let down, and all of the stereotypes that I will be subjected to. Like, you're not woman enough, you're not trans enough, where are your boobs, why is your voice so deep? It hurts when it comes from other people, but mostly it hurts when it comes from myself. In fact, before I came out, I started a list of other reasons why I might not be trans. It seemed important to me to justify what other people are telling me, to make up excuses and to stall. I invalidated my identity so much so that other people don't have to. And when I have finally found the courage to embrace myself, to accept myself, I used those weaknesses, I embraced those weaknesses so that other people can use it against me. And I've accepted the fact that who I am, even without hormone replacement therapy, is the most perfect version of myself. When I was in high school, we would have these role plays for our projects, and I would always insist on getting the girl role so that I could dress up as a woman, as a girl. And in those instances, I would feel free, like I was myself. But then I would always get reminded that this is just a performance. That I go home and I'd be back to being an effeminate gay boy. And drag was an outlet for me to show that side of my femininity, because when I'm in drag, people clap for me, they validate me, they celebrate who I am. And then one day I was in drag and it just hit me. I don't want people to perceive me as a woman only when I am in drag. I want them to see me as a woman even when I'm out of drag. And that was my turning point. That's when I realized that dressing up is no longer a performance. Being a woman, it's no longer a show. It's who I am. That was a very pivotal moment in my life. That's when I rejected society's standards that there is a checklist or that there is one way to be a woman, because I am valid. People like me, trans men and trans women like me, are worthy of love, respect, and celebration just as much as you are. It's no surprise that trans healthcare is much more accessible in the Greater Manila area rather than here in the province. In fact, I booked an appointment 2 years ago regarding hormone replacement therapy or HRT. This was still when I was living in Bulacan, and the clinic was in EDSA. So the commute was three and a half hours. But commute aside, I still canceled my appointment because I wasn't ready back then. So this year, just last June, I booked a consultation again with the same clinic, but this time it's virtual appointment only since we have a pandemic. But the earliest appointment that I got was August. So you see, even if the services are free, you'd still have to wait for a long time. And then mo makikita that people do want to avail these services. They want to have the correct and proper way to transition. Pero there's only like a handful of doctors who are willing to help. So I think with regards to accessibility, the government could still do more. With affordability, well, that's another issue, right? Kasi um, even if the consultations are free, the lab tests, the medications, the surgeries, shoulder mo lahat yon. Kaya, nung nagpa-appointment ako ng August, the doctor advised me to get some lab tests done first before he prescribed me with HRT. But I still am not able to get those lab tests done because it's expensive. Nung kinompute ko around 2,000 to 2,500 yung lab tests na kailangan kong makomplete. Hindi pa kasama dun yung HRT, which I need to take every day. So, hindi ko rin mafo-fault yung mga nagsa-self-medicate. Kasi HRT is a privilege. You know, it's not their fault that they want to affirm their bodies with their identities, you know? So in this aspect, we need to push for much more accessible and affordable trans healthcare, you know, free consultations, free lab tests, you know, affordable HRT, affordable surgeries. Kasi, karapatan natin yun bilang tao, right? My aspirations for myself and my fellow trans siblings, well, just to be able to live our lives without fear, without judgment. I aspire for a future where I no longer have to be afraid to walk down the street looking like this, or to go to the women's bathroom. I aspire a future where we are free from gender and class inequalities, where we don't have to be defined by our gender identities. I won't be addressed anymore as a trans drag artist, just a drag artist. When I hear the name Jennifer Laude, I think of myself. I think that could be me. I could be the next Jennifer Laude. One wrong date, one wrong person that you cross down the street, you could die. All your aspirations and dreams, gone. As a trans woman living with HIV and major depressive disorder, under the Duterte administration, it angers me that there's still nothing being done about the 15 billion pesos stolen by PhilHealth. Imagine how many lab tests and blood tests that 15 billion pesos could have bought. Imagine how many HIV tests we could have procured from that money. Imagine how many prophylaxis medications we could have bought with that money. Imagine how many antiretroviral drugs we could have bought with that 15 billion pesos. Imagine how many lives we could have saved. We need to be louder because our voices are more important now more than ever. We are being killed left and right. We cannot turn a blind eye anymore. We cannot keep being silent anymore. Let's not wait until it's our names that they are chanting. We have to take action. We have to be louder. Let's be louder for us. and for those who can't anymore. I've learned a lot in this short life of mine. I've spent countless of sleepless nights wondering what I would eventually learn from my experiences and why I had to endure all these horrible things. And I've learned that life is not fair. And I've had a hard life. Some would even say an unbearable life. But now I wake up knowing that I have my people. I have my chosen family, my sisters, my collective, my support group, my friends. Now I wake up knowing that I have me and I have come this far. Not only to come this far, I live with a broken heart, but I love with the whole thing. And I refuse to let what happened to me define me as a wounded person because I am not. I am a warrior who battles every day for her life, no matter the struggle.